Hello Internet, my name is Dr. Reading. I am an assistant to Dr. Gary and welcome to CRDR, Comic Reviews with Dr. Reading. Are you ready for another comic review? Me too, let's get into it.
Title and author.
Today's comic I'm reviewing is Criminy, written and illustrated by Roger Langridge and Ryan Ferrier. If I mispronounced any of the names, I apologize.
Publication date.
The first time this comic was published was on October 2nd of 2018.
Comic rating.
Now for this comic, I'd say it's rated E for everyone. It's a fun little comic that, well, I'll get more into it when I get to some of the notes, but I'll explain why. But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun read for everyone to enjoy.
How I learned about the comic.
I first discovered this. It was mentioned in a feature of Comic Shop News. I saw it and I saw the description and I read the description and I saw the art style of the cover. I was like, hey, I think this will be a cool read. I'll take a look at it.
The plot.
The story, the main character is called Daggum Criminy. Basically, he's named after how they used to speak back in the old days. So Daggum Criminy is married, has a wife and some kids, and life is going well for them until pirates attack their town, their home island, and they have to flee. And thus the family takes a trip. They leave the comfort and safety of their island to go on a trip around the world to try to, get back to their island and try to save the people they left behind, but along the way making sure they themselves survive the strange oddities out there in the world.
The good, the bad, and the info.
Alright, I had to take some notes, so bear with me for this part. Alright, so there's some interesting things about this comic and the people behind it. Roger Langridge, he did work on a comic series for The Muppets, The Rocketeer, Hollywood Horrors, Popeye, and here's what, Ryan, he actually is the author for some of the Power Ranger comics, and he actually did some of the Rick and Morty stuff, so that's pretty cool. Now, one of the things that drew my attention to this was the art style, because it very looks like the old-timey Roaring 20s, 1930s, not the Roaring 20s, the 1930s rubber hose animation where every character wears white gloves and everyone's bouncing around. Basically, it's, for point of reference, it's like the Cuphead style of animation. Yeah, it's the retro style. It's like Warner Brothers or Walt Disney. The story is, it's great. The characters, they have some of their own regular dialogue, and there's some words or pronunciation of stuff that's a little interesting based for the comic. The visual style, like I said, it looks like an old-timey cartoon, so it's not like heavily detailed like shadow or dimensions or whatnot. It's good, but like I said, it is a comic that is aimed at everyone. The story's good. I wouldn't say there's no drug reference. There's no foul language. There's like the cartoony slapstick violence, but nothing bad. But it is a really good read. I had fun reading this book.
Score out of 7 stars.
Overall, I'd say I'm going to give this a 7 out of 7 stars. It was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The only downside I wish is if they actually made more volumes and more series. It felt too short, but it was a good short story. Very compressed. I guess it would be like a Nickelodeon. You put the money in and you enjoy it. It's like one of those films you'd go see at the all-day theaters back in the old days. Very much would enjoy it. A fun read for the whole family. No complaints about it. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Until next time, this has been CRDR, Comic Reviews with Dr. Reading, saying thank you for watching, and as always, happy reading, folks!